Hi everyone, my name is Bhavashya. In the previous lecture, we saw what are the limitations of our router information protocol as well as how to passive our switches. Now we'll see the implementation and also we'll learn a new command for our routing information protocol. Let's begin. So very first, as you can see in this topology, we have this switch 1 and switch 2. As we do not have any further router connected to them, we will passive them, right? So for this, let's begin. So first we'll passive for our router 1 this interface fast ethernet 0/0. Okay. For this I'll go to router 1. I'll go to the configuration mode. After that I'll type here router rep. Okay, just a spelling mistake, no problem. Router rep. Now we will type passive slash interface and then we will give this name fast ethernet 0/0. Now we'll exit this. To check which interface we have passive for our routing information protocol, we can see via this network. Show running configuration. As you can see here, router rep passive interface fast ethernet 0/0 for our router one. This one. So this is now passive. Similarly, we will do for this for our router 3. Let me pause it here. Now as you can see for router 3 we have did passive interface fast ethernet 1/0 means this part. So this was the first part. Now we will learn a new command. For this let us understand our topology in a better way. So as you can see we have this topology where we have R1 directly connected to network 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.20.0, right? Now if I look the source for which, okay, before this, now if you see the source from which it is learning the network, so the source is our router 2, right? And the interface and the network through which it's learning, so it is 192.168.20.2, this one. And on the interface on which it's learning is our fast ethernet 1/0, this, right? Now this was the first part. The second part is how many network is this R1 learning, which is our 30.0 network and 40.0 network. For 30.0, it is learning through this 20.2, learning on this fast Ethernet. And the hop count for this network is just one hop count, right? For 192.168.40.0, it is learning via this 192.168.20.2 on fast Ethernet 1/0. And the hop count for network 192.168.40.0 is our hop 2. Okay, 1, 2, right? Similarly for this and similarly for this. We'll see in detail, but for now, let me conclude it here. So to watch this particular information that I just said, we use this command, right? Show IP route. As you can see here, we learned through RIP protocol, we learned this network 192.168.30.0. Okay, this is our administrative address and this is our hop count. So 30 is just one hop far. Now, Via which network we learned? 192.168.20.2. Look, 20.2, right? And this is the time. After that, on which interface? Fast Ethernet 1/0, as you can see here, right? Similarly, for our one for our 40 network, via our RIP, we learned this 192.168.40.0. This is our administrative address, and the hop count is 2. Look, 1, 2, 40 dot network, right? Via which IP address? Via which network? 192.168.20.0. Via this. Through this, we learned 40.0. After that, on which fast Ethernet? Fast Ethernet 1/0, as you can see here, right? Now, the new command is, let's suppose we want to see which network is passive, which network are we learning, who is the source, and which version we are using, and so on. For this, we use the command show IP protocols. Now here, as you can see, it says sending updates every 30 seconds. So as we have learned in our previous lectures, the routing information protocol sends an update, or the RIP communicates with the other routers in every 30 seconds. So the update time for RIP is 30 seconds, and this much time is left, right? Now, if you see here, the default version control sends version 1 and receives any version. So the router we are using is of version 1, and we can receive any version. But here, as we have only configured for version 1, we will receive only version 1. Now the interface which is participating here is Fast Ethernet 1/0. Why only this? We have two interfaces, because this interface we did it passive, right? As you can see here, the passive interface is Fast Ethernet 0/0. This one. Okay. If we see this, automatic network summarization is in effect. So as we are using version 1, it automatically summarizes the network, right? Now, if we see routing for networks, for which networks it is routing for? R1 is routing for our 10.0 network and 20.0 network, right? Passive interface, as we have already seen here, right? After this, routing information source. So who is the source for our R1 to learn RIP packets or RIP updates? It is our 192.168.20.2. This one. Distance is 120. This is our administrative address. And this is the last update time. Right. Similarly, we will see for R2 and R3. Let me pause it here to save the time of the audience. Okay, here, as you can see for our R2, our IP protocols, this is the same. Our update time is 60. Our update time is 30 seconds. After that, version is version 1. Now the important part, interfaces that are participating in RIP is a Fast Ethernet 0/0 and 1/0. Why? Because here both of our sides are participating ones. No one is passive here. As you can see here, after this we used to see a passive one. There is no passive one. So this is our interfaces which are participating. After this, we are routing for which networks? We are routing for 192.168.20.0, this one, and this one 30.0. After this, if we see routing information sources, so who is the source here? As for R1, we have only one source, 192.168.20.2. Here we have two sources because it's in the middle, right? So the first resource, the first sources are 30.3, this source, where from which we are learning 40.0 network, right? And the other sources are 192.168.20.1, this one source, through which we are learning this network, right? 10.0. We have the same administrative address, and it is set for default, and this is the last update time, right? For R3, let me summarize without starting the IP show IP protocol. Okay, so what we are expecting here, the very first thing is interfaces, right? Everything will be same, but interfaces will be different. So the interfaces that we are expecting here is fast Ethernet 0/0, right? Because this one is fast Ethernet 1/0. This is in our passive, right? So the only participating one is this. After this, we are routing for which networks? We are routing for our 30.0 network and 40.0 network, right? And the routing information source that here for our R3 is 192.168.30.2, right? This one is the source. So this was it for this lecture. I hope you enjoyed and learned a new command. See you in the next one.